Welcome to YOUCANIC. In this video, we're going to use the YOUCANIC scanner to run a health check, a full system scan, or sometimes called a pre-scan on a Lexus, and then a post-scan. So basically, every time you have a car like this, you want to diagnose it. You don't want to just check that, read the codes from the engine. These cars have this one, for example, has over 30 different computers, different school control units, and you want to be able to scan all of them to see what's going on. So let me show you how to do it using the YOUCANIC scanner. So on the scanner, go to diagnostics, okay, and here you can select Lexus and then do smart VIN. You can do manually selection. That will manually let you select the different models, but you don't need to do that unless the car doesn't automatically detect your model, like the scanner doesn't detect your vehicle model, which is pretty rare, but it can happen. Select North America, and this is telling to have a radar cruise or not. If it has it, select yes. If you select it but your car doesn't have it, when you try to connect to the radar cruise control module, you're gonna get no communication because maybe it's not installed at all on the vehicle. So there's nothing you're not gonna do any damages by selecting it having radar cruise. And then here you can do a few things. You can do diagnose, where diagnosis allows you to select whichever control unit you want to access. You can do live data, and you can do things like active test things like run ABS pump, run fuel pump, run windows up and down, turn on lights and things like that. So like active test, I enter the ABS control unit and traction control. You can see read codes, clear codes, live data, active test, and then special functions. A lot of this scanner, this is what's unique about YOUCANIC, has a lot of special functions you typically only find on the dealer scan tool. But you can see here, you can basically test all these ABS warning light. You can turn it on and off right here from the scan tool. Special functions. But to go back to what we started, what we need to do in this video is run a full scan. So let's go back, and you want to do what's called a quick scan. It will go through every control unit on the vehicle, and it's going to find fault codes. So let's say engine, transmission, they don't have any. In this case, I know we have something in the air conditioning system, but most of these don't have any fault codes. But you want to do this if you have a car that hasn't been scanned in a really long time, like over a year or two. What's going to happen is you're going to see fault codes all over these modules, and it's pretty common because these newer cars, a lot of times, let's say the battery, 12-volt battery dies or it's weak, they shut down and then they complain, low voltage, and they throw codes for that. So it's pretty common to see things of that nature. So it's recommended to basically come around a quick scan. Don't get worried if you see a lot of fault codes on a different control module. Save the report at the bottom here. Have this button that says save. You can save it in case you want to look at it later, and then hit erase. Once you hit erase, it'll go through every single control module, and it's going to want to try to clear those codes. Now keep in mind, codes that are old are not an issue anymore, they're clear. But if you have an issue that's not been resolved yet, fixed, let's say you have a bad misfire flow sensor, you can't just clear codes on that, because as soon as you restart the car, those codes will return. So you can see this is completely done, almost done here, 34. You can see two systems have fault codes. You can enter the module if I click there, and we can do it with one, but you can just click on this little arrow here to see the code, or hit report, and gives you a nice report detail of the codes down here at the bottom and what's going on. Both these are history, they're old, so they can clear, but if you have current ones, you want to address them. So I would say run a quick scan, do a health check, then hit erase at the bottom. It'll go through every module and try to erase the codes, and then drive the car for a day or two. Every issue that's actually an issue hasn't been fixed, it will pop up, it'll throw a code again. Then you can come run another scan, and you'll see a lot less fault codes, and you'll see only the codes that really matter. And then you can enter any of the control units. Like if I hit air conditioning here, or any of this in this list, then we're in that control unit. We can look at live data from the AC. If I entered ABS, I'll be looking at live data from ABS control module, like wheel speed sensors and steering angle sensors and stuff like that. But I am in the AC, so you see interior temperature and outside temperature, and just things like that. You can see evap fin thermistor, and evaporate target temperature, and solar sensor, you know, and things like that. There's a lot of live data, as you can see, refrigerant pressure and so on. You press select all, and if you select all, it might take a second to populate all that live data, as you can see here. And if you have the engine running, then you can see these data points updating live. Right? This can be very good for troubleshooting. And if I go back, you can graph those, by the way. But if you go to active tests, you can test things like the vents, the blower motor, and things like that. You can turn them on. And these are only the tests for the AC control unit, because that's where we entered. And there's special functions as well. A lot of control modules, and that's what unique about YOUCANIC, that it has special functions under different control modules as supported. I mean, you go to let's say the airbag control module, you're not going to see any special functions in there, or like active tests. There's nothing that you should be testing on the airbag, you know, the airbag control module. But yeah, this is how you can do a pre-scan, a health check on your Lexus, and then drive the car for a couple of days, and then come back in here and do another scan, and then you can focus on just really what matters, instead of just, you know, just chasing around issues that you don't really need to worry about. Thank you for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.